Durban's beaches remain under scrutiny as concerns grow over the ongoing sewage pollution and water contamination in the city. The issue has escalated following a High Court ruling against the eThekwini Municipality, which highlights the urgent need for action to protect public health and the coastline. For more on this now, we speak to ActionSA KwaZulu-Natal leader, Zwakele Mncwango. Mr. Mncwango, thank you very much indeed for your time. We do appreciate it here on SABC News. I mean, first of all, are you able to give us an update, of how many beaches are open in Durban? I know that there is one or two that are not open as a result of the ongoing pollution or challenges at those particular beaches.
Yesterday, 3 of those 4 were opened, and one, which is Laguna Beach, is still closed. But I must say, we're still not convinced that the 2 should be opened, because in a standard norm, a beach which is safe will be between 100 to 135 CFU per milliliter. But what we see at eThekwini, Battery Beach and the Country Club is sitting, at more than 300 CFU, but it's opened. That is our major concern. The city is using 500 CFU per 100 mil, which is really, for us, it doesn't follow the normal standard internationally, where beaches internationally will be closed when they reach 235. So again, it shows that there's a risk involved here. The city should be giving warning, but that is why the court, Criselda, said, the city must display these results on a daily basis. Make sure that people, before they swim, they are able to see these results. So ordinarily, someone who's cautious about health issues will definitely not swim in a beach with the results of more than 300 CFU per 100 mil. So it tells you that it's not really safe. Yes, you can swim, but it's not really safe. So, but again, we don't believe these things should be fought in courts, honestly. These things should be done by the municipalities. A municipality should have done as per the mandate of the Constitution to make sure that people are safe. As the court have said, they're in breach of Section 24 of the Constitution, which talks about the environment that is not harmful to the life and health of people who are swimming. So definitely, that tells you that the environment in eThekwini is not really safe, and eThekwini is in breach of that clause of Section 24. But again, it's not only eThekwini, unfortunately. The city of Cape Town is pushing volumes of raw sewer to the sea, which really affect E. coli in our beaches. So I think our municipalities across South Africa, especially Cape Town and Durban, must be cautious, because this is posing a health risk to tourists in our beaches. That's really our concern, as say. At the moment, eThekwini is really beautiful weather. We can see people are coming in numbers. We are very excited because we want to see economic growth in eThekwini. We want to see people getting jobs. Tourism contributes a lot in our GDP in eThekwini. So we want to see people coming to eThekwini. But at the same time, we must also make sure people are safe.
And I mean, Mr. Mncwango, just walk me through, as a result of all that you've said, ActionSA decided to take legal action against the eThekwini Municipality. I mean, we know what prompted that, or prompted you to go to court, but why did you feel it necessary to escalate the matter legally, then rather engage on perhaps what you might have believed was not satisfactory engagement with the city?
Good question, Criselda. Actually, we didn't just go to court. We firstly engaged with the municipality. Because remember, we are in council, we are councillors. So we have a platform to engage in the municipality. We serve in committees, we serve in council. So we engage with the municipality, trying to find a solution, make proposals. But obviously, there's arrogance in our government in eThekwini, led by ANC and IFP and EFF. They don't want to listen to anyone who want to come up with solutions. And we went to court because we've tried everything within the municipality. For example, we've been demanding the plan. We understand there may be budget constraints, but you must have a plan. There's a problem of, for example, where there's the issue of treatment plants that are not maintained properly, that are releasing sewer to our beaches. You've got illegal connections where you find that developers or those who are building their residential homes are connecting their sewer lines to our drainage system. It's an issue of compliance. Now, the big question is how the municipality respond to these challenges. the issue of infrastructure, which is so old at the moment, not being maintained, how you respond to that. So we've been asking for a plan. That is why we went to court and said, we also want the court to order the municipality to produce a plan, because you can't complain about the budget, but there's no plan at the same time. So the city has been ordered by the court to issue a plan. Let me tell you, even to show that we're not prepared to fight with them, the court initially said, let's go and mediate, because what a plan. Can we get a plan from the municipality? They ordered the municipality, interim order, to say, go and give ActionSA a plan. And they failed to give us a plan. We went back to court to say, look, you gave us time to engage the city, but till to date, they are failing to give us a plan. And that is why the court now have to rule and say, you must give this plan within 2 months. So this plan should talk to how you address the issue of infrastructure, how you address the issue to say, whenever there are rains, because I can tell you, Crystal, every time when it rains, you are bound to have beaches being closed, because the dirty and everything that comes to drain system goes to the sea. And this sea, then whenever there's current changes now and then, you may never know whether it's going to be safe or not. And also, there's a thing with the eThekwini municipality. Last time we got blue flag status was 2020. 12 beaches in eThekwini were having blue flag status. Today, you can't find one beach that can qualify for a blue flag status. That affects tourism, because someone who comes from outside South Africa who want to come to KZN would want to check the status of our beaches. At the moment, it affects our tourism. And also, even someone coming from Gauteng to come to KZN, you don't know whether when you arrive to Durban, will be having a beaches open or closed. So we want consistency. That is why we are saying eThekwini municipality must do the right thing and ensure that you go to the root of the problem and address the issue of infrastructure and make sure that there is no more sewer spilling to our beaches.
Mr. Mncwango, I mean, following the recent High Court ruling then on the municipality's handling of the situation, what's your immediate response to that? Do you believe that the judgment adequately addresses the severity of the problem, or are there still gaps that still need to be addressed?
No, the judges really gave a best ruling, which actually enforced what we've been asking for. The relief that we were asking from court was actually given. For example, the transparency on test results being displayed, because the city has had a tendency of hiding the results or misleading the community and the public about the status of our beaches, because for them, they were pushing more to say you must come to the beaches, not being honest to say, look, it's not safe to come to our beaches. So at least that part we were able to get. And also the issue of a plan. But also here is the issue of arrogance of our officials and political parties that are leading municipality. Because there is no reason why we need to fight over these issues. Just do the right thing. It's an issue of environmental health for tourists coming to eThekwini. It's an issue of economy. There's no reason why we have to rely on court. You are voted by the public. And I must say, as ActionSA, we don't believe this victory is just for us as a party. We believe this victory is a victory for all tourists who come to eThekwini. It's a victory for residents of eThekwini. It's a victory for ratepayers of eThekwini, because at least now we can have something to say. If these officials and these politicians are continuously arrogant, we can be able to hold them to account, because the issue of accountability, nothing else actually, as long as people can account. Because I must tell you, previously it became clear that it was never an issue of disaster, because they were claiming a disaster that led to this problem. The economic development in the province have actually opened criminal cases way before the disaster for the pollution of environment against the city manager, against some officials for ignoring the instructions of the courts. So again, now we are saying as ActionSA, it's high time that officials and politicians who are leading the municipality must account for what they are doing in eThekwini, because they are destroying our economy, they are destroying tourism in our city, and also destroying the jobs, because we know most people are unemployed, but the little jobs they get during holidays, it is something that people are able to put something on the table. So at the moment, they don't know whether to go to the beaches. When beaches are closed, I can tell you, those mamas and gogos who are selling along the beaches are suffering a lot, because they rely on the tourists coming there.
And in fact, Mr. Mncwango, I mean, pollution on Durban's beaches is not just an environmental issue. You're talking about the effect that it has on public health, local communities, informal traders, I mean, and tourism. I mean, could you give us a bigger picture in terms of how significant this is. And I mean, what can you say to Durban residents? I mean, many people during this period want to go and enjoy at the beaches, but sometimes there's a bit of reluctance on the basis that, people don't feel as if they would be safe going to some of these beaches.
Look, first of all, let me say, eThekwini is privileged, and we are lucky to have the beautiful weather in South Africa, maybe in the world. We've got a beautiful weather. And even today, I can tell you it's a beautiful weather. Yesterday was a beautiful weather. Unfortunately, there's a huge impact, as you are saying. One, hotels are suffering if we're not coming to our beaches, because the main thing that people come to eThekwini for is the beaches, because eThekwini and Cape Town and Mandela Bay are actually those cities that are privileged to have the ocean and the sea. So with these beaches, it's something which is an anchor to our tourism. So if you don't address these issues, you actually affect the entire economy and tourism. So the hotels are getting closed. I can tell you, you go to the beaches now, most restaurants are closed because for the past 3 or 2 years, they've been suffering with no customers coming to their to these shops. So we've closed the restaurants, and which means people are losing jobs. And those gogos and mamas who are selling on the beaches are also suffering. So there's a huge impact. I can't really emphasize how much the impact is on economy and jobs in eThekwini. Most people are losing jobs. Most people are losing their livelihoods. So that's a problem, really. We are saying this court ruling is so important that at least it can bring back some dignity, it can bring back some jobs. But obviously, if the city is prepared to listen and do what the court have said, it must be done.
Mr. Mncwango, thank you very much indeed for joining us here on SABC News. Thanks indeed speaking to us about the ongoing concern of pollution on Durban's beaches. Several of the beaches have been opened, and of course the challenge continues of ongoing sewage in some of those beaches, and ActionSA have taken the eThekwini Municipality to court over some of those concerns.